they could say something about the petition.
That's true.
And they could ask for, since it's during public comment, say something like, we have 2,500 people who have signed this petition, and we would like to submit it to you as a document for you to review. And that's during public participation. So they can say what they want. They have their 3 minutes or however many minutes they have to say what they have to say. Again, I'm saying that, but I'm also asking the question, putting it out there.
Well, I think they still would not accept it. The fact that there is such a petition may sink into the minds of board members, but it would not be formally accepted in any way.
Understood, but I think that would probably be the best way for them to go to say something during public discussion and see how far they can go with it and see what the lawyers say when they talk about it.
All right. Well, regardless of that, the town council could intervene and
No, it couldn't.
I know that some people have talked about what happened in another town. I think it was Bernardsville or Basking Ridge, where the town council acted to put a stop to it, and the temple sued the town, and the town council, I think, succeeded in stopping the construction of the temple, but at the cost of being sued, and it cost the town a lot of money, but they did succeed in stopping it.
Sir, I remember that particular case. Yes, they did stop it temporarily, but the judge finally ruled that the temple, that the stop was so that the full procedures could go through, but in the end, they were given permission to go ahead and build according to their plan. I don't know whether they chose to or not, or after the fight, they just abandoned it, but I do know that much about it.
Okay, but a problem if we allow them to go ahead with this. Last week, it was reported in Tap Into Franklin, in East Brunswick, they have a temple over there, and it's already existing temple. And now what they want to do is they want to expand it even further than the original plans called for. And a lot of people came into the town hall to protest this. Okay, so what's going to happen is if we let them get a foot in the door, even though they say they're going to be small to begin with, as the years go by, they're going to come out and say, hey, we need to expand. And it's already happening right now in East Brunswick. Read Tap Into Franklin from last week. They republished an article from East Brunswick where it talks about what happened in East Brunswick.
Okay, we'll certainly follow all that, but right now we as the East Environmental Commission and I believe as the Township Council are following, the protocol regulations regarding the application like this. And at this point, no final decision has been made, but we are just hearing everything, and we're hearing you as the public as well. So
right, yeah. I understand what you're saying, and and I understand why people are hesitant to about this, and but and I'm not but all I'm saying is that that's a beautiful agricultural area there. We may need that land someday for farmland to grow food. More and more people are becoming food insecure. They're using the food bank, because of the pandemic. And now you've heard about that drought in the western United States. Crops are withering away because there's a drought out there, and they say there's going to be food shortages. I think I think it would be a good idea oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I think it would be a good idea for us to do everything we can to preserve all that agricultural land on South Middle Bush Road, because we may need it someday to grow food for people. If there's ever a nationwide food shortage, well, we're going to need that land to use it as farmland to grow food for us, for ourselves. So look at it from that standpoint too.
The previous temple proposed for the site actually had gotten approval, but the Department of Environmental Protection said, this is too big for a septic system. You will have to put in a packaged sewage treatment plant.
Hey, Paul, this is
or run a long line to the township sewer system, because although there's a force main up South Middlebush, you can't tie into that. And they couldn't afford that, so they dropped their application. Now, this application may be for a smaller building, and they will maintain that not too many people will be there at any given time. But it's a question whether they can get DEP approval to build this using a septic system. If they cannot, they might throw in the towel and sell the property to the township. But the township, and Tara knows all about this, will really only buy land when from a willing seller.
Mm.
Right, and also that temple in East Brunswick I was talking about, that was built in a residential area, okay, not an agricultural area. The temples that they're going to be building here in Franklin are planned to be built in an agricultural area on South Middle Bush Road, but the temples in East Brunswick and other towns, I think, were built in residential areas. So so like building it in a residential area, would in my opinion be more acceptable than building it in an agricultural area, because we need the agricultural area for farms.
Okay, well, I think all your points are well made, and if we are limited in time, you certainly can come back at the next meeting. If you need another, 2 or 3 minutes, then go ahead. But you can come back at the next meeting, or if you have some additional information at that time, and we are certainly going to be aware of what's going on. And as I stated, that's sort of the status of where we and the township are.
Okay.
Walter, if I could just make one more comment.
Sure.
Just
Go ahead.
Now that this gentleman has come on and talked about the petition during our meeting, maybe tap into, and the Franklin Reporter, they might write something up about what this gentleman talked about during the meeting, about the environmental concerns that we have, and just bringing more attention to the petition. Maybe more people will end up signing it. We don't know what will happen with the petition, but it does bring more attention each time he talks about it somewhere in public. And again, if it's reported in different newspapers, then we'll see where it goes. What Ted just talked about, what Councilman Chase just talked about the first application being denied by the DEP because of the septic system issue, I was not aware of that. That's something new to me. I knew that there was an application previously. I didn't know that was the reason. I didn't know that it went so far as being denied. I thought they had withdrawn their application, but I didn't know why they withdrew their application.
Technically, it wasn't denied. It was just told that to be approved, they would have to put in a packaged sewage treatment plant. And with that, they withdrew.
So we don't know. We don't know if they're going to have to go through. Well, they're still going to have to get approved by the DEP, correct?
Yeah.
What is a vacuum sewage treatment plant? That sounds like it's a big enterprise as opposed to a small septic tank. Am I correct?
Well, it certainly is bigger and much more expensive. But it depends on how many people they expect to use the bathrooms.
Right, and keep in mind that this vacuum sewage treatment plant would be put in an agricultural area close to farmland where crops are being grown. Yeah, I mean, what impact is that going to have?
Stream.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Ted, I didn't hear what you just said.
Well, I said, it was just commenting also, it would be fairly close to the Franklin Park Brook, which is a C1 stream.
Right.
Okay, well,
Okay.
if you would give me an email address, I can email our petition to you.
Yeah, you can send it to me, but we do have it. It's just that the person who handles that website is not here tonight. But if you wanted to send it to me, Walter Andrews, it's W Andrews 24 Z as in zebra at AOL.com.
Okay, that's W Andrews 24Z at AOL.com.
That's correct.
Okay,
And I'll
very
make
good.
sure that- yes, we'll share it with everybody, and we'll certainly be up on what the petition has to say. And at the next meeting, or maybe in the interim, we can have further discussions.
Oh, okay, and would it be okay if I attended your next meeting?
Yes,
to
of
follow
course.
up?
You can attend all of them as a guest, you're a citizen
Okay,
of
good.
Township Township. No problem.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you for sharing with us.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
all right. Do we have anybody else in the public?
Yes, hang on. Next we have Franklin Reporter. Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How you doing? I've got nothing, thanks.
Okay. And then lastly, we have Sophie Glovier. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, I'm here. I'm the Assistant Policy Director from the Watershed Institute. I'm just interested to listen to your meeting and some of the items on the agenda, like your green infrastructure plan. I'm looking forward to hearing about. I also wanted to let you know we have a green infrastructure training class coming up next week, actually. It begins, and our annual Watershed Conference is going to be November 3rd through 5th. So I'll send some information about that to your email. And I hope that all of you will find some interesting sessions and want to attend.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
All right, and that's it.
okay. Can we get a motion to close? Close the public? I need a motion from somebody. Am I muted here? No.
Motion to close.
Okay, been moved. Get a second? All right. Been moved and second that we close the meeting to the public. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Okay, the meeting is closed to the public. We are back into our regular meeting. And the next item on the agenda would be the website, email, social media. And since Jessica is not here, she didn't share anything except I believe that the two items, one regarding the, what is it? The schools, cleanup of the towpath and the canal area. Stan wrote an article and he was hoping to have that go forth to the Franklin Reporter and to be on our website. And Jessica is the person that does that. And I believe that the other article had to do with adopt a drain program. Is that correct? I don't have my notes here. And she was supposed to put, but she's not here. We don't know where that is. That has to go through IT. So hopefully we'll find out very soon where those are.
I know she sent the request to IT because I was copied on the email, so it probably will be up shortly.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay. Now plans review. Paul, you're there now, right? Yeah, it is unusual that we have 3 meetings in a month, but we did agree that because next week or next month, well, the next 2 weeks will be Labor Day. And therefore we wanted to make sure that we had a chance to meet before Franklin Day. And way back when, in November last year, we agreed that we would meet on the 30th of August. So some people might have forgotten, so I'm sorry about that. So Paul, what's the late on the plans? Could you share what you have? Hey, Paul, you may be muted.
I unmuted you. Go ahead, Paul.
I didn't see anything new. I was away, and where we were, I didn't get good Wi-Fi. I couldn't get the computer to do the stuff that I needed. It went in and out. And then this weekend I was away also. I was up in Lexington, Mass. So I haven't, but looking quickly, it looks like the same ones that we've all looked at.
Yeah, I didn't see anything new either.
I thought maybe I might have missed something, but I mentioned on an email to Walter that I did put in an additional comment about the electrical hookups for the cars in the Voorhees. And Arnold, I think, added some points also to it. I think Arnold, you mentioned something more than just having a 220 line in the garages, because all the townhouses on the Voorhees application, there's an inside garage for a car. And that was the easiest way to do the electrical charging for an electric car, is to build in the infrastructure right into the garage of each one, or at least have an option for the buyers.
Stan sent that in, and it has reached the planning board, I know, as a member.
Yeah, it
is
was
in
moving along.
the board packet.
Okay, very good.
I also want to mention that the other 2 buildings on Randolph next to the Amazon warehouse have tenants. And one of them is Promotion in Motion, which has factories and such on Randolph. And I've got the name of the contact and left them a message to see if they want to put in solar cells on the roof, as we did with Amazon. So we'll see if they respond. That's off the plans review, but we had reviewed that plan a long time ago.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you. If there's nothing new, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is under new business, finalize Franklin Day event or plans. As far as we're concerned, I guess we are still working on that. I'm trying to remember when our next meeting, if our next meeting is before Franklin Day or after it. Hold on.
Let me. I have our next meeting is September 20th, so it would be after Franklin Day.
You're right. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Walter. I did just get an email when I was corresponding with Bob Vornlocker. He said he expects the tote bags to be in the next day or 2. So I'll let you know. And I said I would coordinate, how to get them, and then we can figure all that out. So I'll let you know when I hear more.
Fantastic. And historically, what has happened is that, we would want as many commissioners to be there, or just, since we just had, 12 to 5 window, whereas before some of them were longer, at least people to serve at least 2 hours each. I've always been there, and if others show up, and sometimes we do have volunteers from other organizations to help us out. Everybody is very cooperative. It's a festive time, but if you can show up, We don't usually have a schedule or anything. If verbally, if you say you're going to be there or you're not going to be there, that's usually enough. But and this one is going to be smaller and shorter. So the main job that we will have would be to represent the Environmental Commission, Township, and to hand out the reusable bags with the information in them that we plan to give to them. And sometimes, you know, if we run out before the end of the day, that's good. Or we sometimes have to sort of make sure that people come over our area and tell them to let other people know about what we have to offer. And we will be doing that again. And in terms of hard copy material, there's something, Paul, what is, you said we have a brochure from the Watershed Institute.
Yeah, here it is.
Okay, that would be, yeah, it would be appropriate to make it available to the public again. It's
Yeah, I
not
have a
all
stack
free,
of
but
these.
yeah, it does what we would, there we go, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have, what, a couple hundred of those available?
No, I'll show you.
Hold on.
Yeah, I've got a pretty decent sized stack.
Okay.
So,
Well, maybe in the interim, we can get more from the Watershed Institute.
I already left a message with Erin.
Okay,
One, I want to make sure it's still current because it's from
Yeah.
2 years ago, was the last
Yeah.
time we had these. And
Okay.
so, her extension works, she's still there. So,
Okay.
we'll,
Yeah.
it's probably close to 100, if not more here.
All right, very good.
And of course, I have the
Well,
banner.
Yeah, we'll have a wealth of material, and you know, we'll be greeting the public if they have questions. You know, we try to answer them. We try to you know, engage and meet the public, and you know, have them seek us out. And Franklin Day is a very good time to reconnect, if you want to call it that. So we're looking forward to that. I don't know if anybody else has any suggestions or
Well,
you know,
We got these also.
which one of those?
It says ash tree identification.
Mhm.
Emerald ash tree borer.
Ooh, okay, well, let's talk
So
about
we got a
that.
few different odds and ends.
And it's an
Okay.
ash tree.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. So
Walter,
in addition to the bags and the information regarding the plastic ban, we'll have some other materials, and we hope to represent the Environmental Commission well. All right.
the sitting on the shade tree as the liaison.
Mhm.
I don't anticipate any shade tree people being there other than myself. So I
Okay.
volunteered to put out some of the shade tree paraphernalia at the Environmental Commission table.
All right. Fantastic.
So as long as they get it to me, I'll get it to the table.
All right. Good. Okay. Next item on the is to really sort of review or update of old business. And let me see where we are here. Okay, I believe the first item on the, give me a minute here. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, the first item under, I'll call it recent business. You know, we've been talking about how we want to present this. And I think Tara has given us an update on what Mr. Bonlocker has done regarding the bags. I don't know about the logo and designs, but she's going to be working to get that information to us. If somebody else knows something different, please share it now.
The only thing I was told is that it's the township logo that's on the bag. So it's like a
Okay.
generic bag that can be used by many different committees and
Okay.
commissions.
Very good. Excellent.
I think
B here, we have New Jersey Climate Resilience Planning, S260. What is Franklin Township doing? I know we talked about that a bit last week. I mean, last time we met. And I believe, Ted, were you the person who had the most of the information regarding where we were with that?
I don't know that I have any particular information. I had some back
Okay.
and forth with Robin, and I think our conclusion was we, meaning the Environmental Commission and anybody else, need to think up things that perhaps should be in planning for resiliency. We're, the communities that this is really an issue are down the shore. But we do have streams which flood. South Middlebush Road was closed for a while during the last storm.
Yes.
Maybe will be again Thursday morning.
Absolutely. Yes.
I had mentioned at the last meeting, I think, that I know the New Jersey chapter of the American Planning Association is working on putting together some kind of template for resiliency plans as an element of a master plan. And I think I kind of mentioned, and we just were talking about it, that I was going to see if there was some way maybe Franklin and this chapter could partner or work together. I haven't had a chance to talk to the township manager about that or anyone else because right after the last meeting I went away, but I have it on my list of to do for the upcoming week. So I'll see what kind of possibilities are out there, and then I can let everyone know at the next meeting if there's, some way, because if the Planning Association is going to start working on a template, maybe there's a way that we can, have some input into that, or maybe we can be used as a case study. Or maybe there's not a way for that. I'm not really sure, but I think it's worth looking into.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. If we move along here, we have the best and fossil fuel resolution that was sent to the council, and I don't know where Anne Marie, where else Anne Marie sent it to. I believe she sent it to Bob Bonlocker, but our suggestion that she send it to the governor and other people, I'm not sure what happened there, but Ted, are you aware that it has come to the council?
Well, we haven't had a council meeting for a
Oh,
while.
okay.
I specifically wrote Anne Marie and asked that it be put on the next council agenda as a discussion item.
Okay, and that's tomorrow night, right?
And she is on vacation right now, so I haven't had a response.
Okay, well, all right. Well, she has quite a staff there, but I don't know when it comes to making final decisions. I guess if she's not there, things sort of don't move. But we'll see what happens.
Next council meeting is until September 14th. So
that's okay. You're right.
The month begins on Wednesday.
All right. But I just, want to thank everybody for working to get that together. I know Stan and Arnold and everybody worked on that very diligently. And, maybe it can have, some impact, but we have to give it a try. All right. The Rutgers Prep Cleanup Program. Now, Stan is not here. I don't know. I did see I'll call it the final draft of what he had written up for public consumption. So I don't know, maybe we'll as I remember, he was still looking to see if the Franklin Reporter would be interested. And I don't know where else he sent it, but we'll find out where that goes, because that is a program we think that is very says a lot about Rutgers Prep and its community involvement. And, even if it goes out later, it should be still timely. Okay. Unless somebody knows something different, I'll go on to the next one here. I know the gentleman who was on I'm sorry, the lady from the Institute, the Green Infrastructure Strategic Plan update. I know Tara has been giving us a little here and there, but I don't know if there's anything new or pending, Tara, on the green infrastructure.
Nothing really to update right now. I did talk, I think I mentioned at the last meeting. So just real quick for the benefit of Sophie, who's on, we worked with Rutgers Water Resources Program through a grant that we received from Sustainable Jersey to create the Green Infrastructure Strategic Plan. And with that plan, we updated our previous documents, which was the impervious cover assessment and the remediation action plan. And now we have 17 projects across Franklin Township that vary from rain barrels to bioretention gardens to pervious pavement and more. And what we're trying to do right now is through those 17 projects, find one that the township can, implement. So the first project that we thought might be good was to do the bioretention garden that was proposed at DPW. But after speaking with the director of DPW, we've basically come to the understanding that that bioretention garden really would not have much impact for the cost that we would have to use. It would also impede on a lot of the traffic that's going in and out of DPW. So that might not be the best project, which is fine. We have, 16 others to look at. With some of the other projects, it would require partnering with, there's churches and fire companies and schools on there. So right now I'm still kind of looking to see what the best project to work on would be, because if it's going to require a partnership with an outside entity, not on township land or at a township building, that's fine. But we will have to draft a maintenance agreement for that garden, figure out how we're going to, pay for it, and what's required from the other partner. So it's kind of, still in progress that we're working on that, but we're continuing to try and see what the best option is, and I'll keep you all posted as we go through. But the final plan is online. I can send around the link and I can put it in the chat for anyone that's interested, just to look it over. And yeah, we're just trying to work through that and see what project we can implement.
And I guess Sophie, as a member of the Institute, can comment or, whatever, if she wishes. And maybe she has already, I don't know, but she knows of it and she's here tonight to learn more. So yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Well, my thought, if I can say something, the township is getting money. I'm not sure whether it's from the COVID Relief Act or maybe from the infrastructure funding, but they will get a substantial amount of money for infrastructure. And I think dealing with stormwater is included. We might make a pitch for the big project that Tara felt would be the most effective one on the list, which was, I think, pervious pavement at Mount Carmel Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have to find out more about
that is a good idea.
Money, but I think it's something worth looking into. If there's money that really is for that sort of project and on a scale large for the projects in question, that might be worth trying to do, because that was the one with the most impact, you concluded.
That is a good idea to look at combining that. So yeah, I that's something to think about for sure. So I'll keep you all posted as we move through that.
Okay, excellent. Next, we have the Plastic Ban Education Subcommittee. Maria, what's the latest?
Okay, the latest is not too much. I after our meeting on August 23rd,
16?
Yes, 19 probably. I have family here that be visiting, so it was kind of rowdy that day from Puerto Rico. So I forwarded an email to Mary Clark again, expressing our interest in having the middle schoolers involved in this effort. I haven't heard from her, so I sent a follow-up again. It might be that she hasn't started yet in her post, in her position, because she's just a pattern coordinator. I know the students, although we, the staff, began in our schools last week, students won't be in the buildings probably after Labor Day. So that's what I think that's on hold. I'm speculating. Now, but I do have 2 questions about the recommendations that we put as a team. One of them is I don't want to drop the ball with the offer from the library that gave us the opportunity to give us digitally space to share anything that we send digitally, as well as the school system. So my question for here or from the committee has to think about what kind of material, what PDF or material will be shared with Franklin Public Schools as well as the public library. So in relation to the plastic bags ban.
Okay. Is the subcommittee scheduled to meet again anytime soon?
No, but I can schedule that again and we can discuss.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I see that's the missing link, because the other recommendations I see they have been accomplished.
Okay.
Then when it comes to sending them something digitally to be posted in their websites, we have to decide, or the commission or the subcommittee, what is going to be sent and how it's going to look. So your recommendation is to schedule a meeting, so I can put it in my notes.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, if we move right along here, adopt a storm drain program. Now Stan is not here unless I didn't see him come back. I know. I'm sorry. Maria, did I cut you off?
No.
Okay. All right. I do know that the program is going forth, and I believe everybody is very happy with it, and a sort of report has been prepared. And in terms of long-term or other sites, I'm not sure where we are, but we can get that from Stan. But I think so far, I think we can probably qualify the program as certainly a success. But it'd be interesting to see, how it's summarized and, what, how the media accept it and how they get it out to the public. Okay. Old business update. We have all these. We don't want to go through all of them. The stormwater basin retrofit program. I guess we had sort of talked about that in a number of ways, unless somebody has something additional, an additional update for today. Okay, and then if we go down to Sustainable Jersey as an overall program, I mentioned that they did send out something saying, everybody in the township and all the committees and everybody should be working towards that goal. It's a laudable one, but Ted, anything new from Sustainable Jersey?
No, they sent out an email with webinars about their new Gold Star program in health.
Yeah.
I haven't pursued it.
I signed up for the 2 that would be, I think, applicable. It's the 2 health standard webinars. So I signed up for those so I can let everyone know what I learned from it. And I'm sure they have materials that I can save, digitally, so I can share those with everyone. They're on September 23rd and September 29th.
Excellent. Okay. Very good. Environmental Stewardship Awards, you know, we are all searching. We have some potential names on the table, but we're not ready to make any final decision yet. So we'll see what happens maybe in the next 30 days or so with regard to Environmental Stewardship Award, unless someone has something to add or update at this point.
Is it appropriate, Walter, if we are going to discuss people's names, that be an executive session?
Okay. All right.
I'm asking the
Well,
question. I don't know if that's something that's appropriate to do an executive session, so it's not out there for everybody to see before we announce it. So any discussion?
I would agree with that, but I believe it may be still a little premature to do that at this point. Perhaps at the next meeting or the next one, we can call for an executive session to sort of narrow things down or finalize things. If that's a general agreement, then, you know, we'll go on. If you feel you want to go to executive session now, certainly we can do that. Okay.
I would suggest for the future, Walter, that you have executive session on the agenda all the time.
Okay.
And if
Sure.
there's nothing to go into executive session for, we just say that we have nothing for executive session, but just keep it on the agenda.
Fantastic.
You usually would put that at the very end so
Right.
that the public would sign off.
I
Okay. mean, that's what council does.
That's what we'll do. Okay, thank you. Street cleanup 2022. I know that Stan has some discussion of a potential site near the Imperial, and I think, sort of concluded that that was private land. So I believe he's still looking, and I don't know if anyone else has any suggestion, but I'm confident that he's going to come up with you know, a very reputable site for cleanup for 2022. Okay. The Franklin warehouse stopped the Iden motor vehicle, stopped the soot org. I don't know if there's anything new. I guess the Bob Barnlocker has sort of taken the lead here with regard to getting those signs out and things like that. I don't know if there's anything new. Arnold, is there anything new?
I don't have anything new. Maybe Ted does. He might know something.
No, nothing specific.
Okay, all right.
They are, Public Works is putting them out, Bob tells me.
Yeah, we have to get a picture or something to show. I don't know what typically are they about 24 by 36 or something like that, or smaller. Anyway.
There's an example of one in the municipal complex, you know, where we usually, you know, where you park, where there's like those 10 spaces out front there.
Oh, yeah.
Building. There's a no idling sign, one of the DEP no idling signs out there.
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. Sustainable landscaping, that's something that Stan had brought up, and apparently they know that some pushback from the public on that, but you know, it's still sort of out there. And so we'll continue to monitor how that goes. But it's something that I guess Princeton is pushing, and maybe some other townships. So we'll monitor to see what's happening with sustainable landscaping. Does anyone else have anything additional there? Okay. Now the EC Webpage Subcommittee is one of our oldest subcommittees, and they did a tremendous job of going to the website and making suggestions. Now they're saying we want a test run and go in as EC members and you know, try some of the new options and what have you, and see how it works and get some feedback. I don't know if anybody on the subcommittee has received such, but I guess that offer or that suggestion is still out there to sort of test drive the new new website, if you want to call it that, in terms of the Environmental Commission. All right. And I know, Arno, you were telling me that the Joint Shade Tree Environmental Commission Subcommittee didn't have anything new, and but it's not something that we want to take off the old business agenda at this time.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So now we're at the point where we can open the meeting back to the public again. So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, it's been moved. Get a second?
Second,
Moving a second that we open the meeting to the public. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
aye.
All who oppose? Okay, Tara, can you open the meeting to the public?
Sure. Let me just check one more time. Franklin Reporter, anything?
No, thanks. I'm good.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, and then we have Sophie Glovier. Sophie, are you there?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what those brochures were that you needed more of, because I know Erin's on vacation, so perhaps I could just check in her absence. I couldn't quite see if you showed them.
Okay, it turns out I have 3 brochures. I've got Watershed Institute, a homeowner's guide to green infrastructure. I've got river friendly resident program and river friendly programs. So I've got that assortment.
Do they have any
Those are the
dates
3 I
on
have.
them? Do they have any publication dates on them, anything like that?
Not that I could see.
Okay,
It has a
I
phone
know-
number, 1091 Titus Mills Road, Pennington, and 609-737-3735. There's no copyright dates or any of that.
okay.
I know that we do have some updated river-friendly material, and we also have a brochure that is targeted to homeowners who live adjacent to waterways, if that was of interest.
Okay.
So when is Franklin Day, and how many materials would you like?
Okay, Franklin Day is Saturday, the 18th, 12 to 5 at the municipal complex. And there will be a so-called township tent, and we, the Environmental Commission, will be there. And, you know, if you wanted to meet us there with those materials, we'd be happy. Or if you wanted to contact us before, Paul is sort of the lead on the brochures.
It's because they ended up in my closet.
But
Paul,
maybe
if you're willing to share your email address or whatever is the best way to contact you, I could get back in touch with you.
Oh, sure.
You know.
It's easy. It's paul.wolitsky@gmail.com.
Okay, Wolitsky@gmail. Okay, I'll check into that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
All right. And
Is Brittany Mussolino still there?
No, Brittany is no longer there. We have a new river-friendly coordinator. Her name is Olivia Spildoran.
So these are out of date because they've got her name and phone number.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get you some updated ones.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good night.
Can we get a motion to, I'm sorry, anybody else in the public?
That's it.
Okay. Get a motion to close to the public?
Motion to close to the public.
Okay, get a second? Okay. All right, it's been moved and second that we close the meeting to the public. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
All right.
All right, any opposed? So the meeting is closed to the public. And now we are at the point where we can get a motion or request a motion to close the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Get a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second that we adjourn tonight's meeting. All and let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.